Welcome to the video for the math analysis practice exam for chapter 14, functions and equations. Question number 1, for the following graphs determine the range and domain and whether the relationship is a function. So for question 1a, domain is all the possible x values. And I notice, look at the arrow starting here, goes over here, all these x values are included. That arrow says it goes on forever. So that tells me I can have as big an x as I want, and I can have an x as negative as I want, so as small as I want. So I look at that and I can say my domain is the set of all real numbers, which is that funny looking R. The range, however, of course it can go up toward infinity, so it could be all real numbers. Unfortunately, though, it can't go down to negative infinity. Range is the y value, potential y values. And if I look at this point is at 3, where x is 3, and y is negative 2. So negative 2 is actually the lowest I can go. So I can say the set of all real numbers such that y is greater than or equal to negative 2. And if I look at whether it's a function means that if I have an x value, I know exactly what the y value is. I don't have two possible y values. If I look at this function, everywhere I have an x, there's only one value for the function. Any x, there's only one y value. We talk about that in terms of the vertical line test. If I can draw a vertical line so that x is constant along that vertical line, and it goes through 2 points on the curve, then I do not have a function. That's not going to be the case anywhere here. So I know this is a function because for every x, there is only one y. Or you could say it meets the vertical line test. The vertical line does not cross the graph twice. Things like that. Question 2, domain. Well, if I look at my x values, I cannot have any negative x values, but I can have all positive values. So I can say my domain is all real numbers such that x is greater than or equal to 0. Because it can be 0, it can be greater. X can be anything as long as it's greater than 0. Range, if I look at my range now, I can go as high as I want, I can go as low as I want. So I can have a very high magnitude of negative number, which is really a very low number. So I can go as far as I want negative, I can go as far as I want positive. So the range is really all real numbers. If I look at it though, for any x value, say this x value, there are 2 potential values for y. So I know this is not a function because for any value of x, for most values of x, there are 2 potential y values. If I know x, I do not necessarily know y. Based on that, take a look at questions C and D. See if you can answer those questions. Same thing. look at all the values that there could be for x, look at all the values that there could be for y to determine your domain and your range, and look at whether or not it's a function. If you can draw a vertical line through 2 points on the curve, it's not a function.